everyone. How y'all doing? All right, we should be live and everything should work, hopefully. Um, Today, we have a handful of things to talk about. Um, the Phuket governor's flip-flopping on the mask mandate, and Bangkok is still possibly going to ease the outdoor mask requirements. Chiang Mai has a shortage of massage workers. A Thai woman has been arrested over a 6.2 billion, not million, billion baht romance scam. Good morning, Sawati Kap, Sawati Ton Chao to everybody. Public Health Minister, I have to laugh every time I say it, Anutin Charnvirakul is predicting that Thailand's COVID infections could soar to 10,000 cases a day now that the country's nightlife has officially reopened. So he's going to blame it on the nightlife. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Charles and Fire Dude and everybody else. Just good morning to everybody. Sawadee ka. Also, the attorney for the Cleveland Browns quarterback, Deshaun Watson. I had no idea who the guy was. I just thought it was funny, the headline. Happy endings are not a crime. I don't really think they should be. What happens behind closed doors is, as long as everything is consensual, I don't see what the problem is. And also, Rolling Stone, they need to stick to talking about music. They claim that the Johnny Depp Amber Heard defamation verdict has damaged future accounts of abuse. In other words, all the people are going to be scared to come out now and report the problems that they had with the man. It's such horse shit. I wish we'd just all get real and worry about what's important and worry about something that actually happened. She got tried by our judicial system. I don't know if it's considered being tried, but the case was tried before the United States judicial system. And guess what? She got $2 million. He got 15, although he doesn't really get 15. And that's the way it goes. Stop crying over spilled milk. I heard that the ACLU, or I read that the ACLU is going to be suing Johnny Depp, probably because they're worried that they're going to be sued by him. All of this for what? Listen, I've said this before. Back in the day, I'm talking about 6-7 years ago, she was a good-looking woman, and you don't know much about her, and it's like, oh, wow, that mystery is there. But then you put in the time, you get to know her a little bit. We got to know her a little bit through the media and through her court case, and she's a right crazy, chick. She's a crazy chick, man. And it just goes to show you, the beauty, sometimes it just ain't enough. Sometimes love ain't enough, and sometimes beauty just ain't enough. So we'll be talking about those things today. And as of about 20 minutes ago, the Thai baht was 34.33. Temperature was 84 degrees, high of 91, low of 80. A feel like temperature right now, the heat index 93, 60% chance of rain. It was raining all day yesterday, 73% chance of humidity. Wind is 8 kilometers an hour, north-northeast, which is what, about 5 miles an hour. Air quality index 37, and visibility is about 6 miles or 10 kilometers. So there you have it. That's what's going on here. I want to give a big shout out to Mr. Carlos, Mr. Gennaro, Mr. Tom, who we have not seen for quite some time. Patia Bob, just because I feel like giving him a shout out, because I'm glad the spider's not eating at his leg anymore. You know, that's the least of life's problem. It should be the least of life's problem. Some freaking spider bites you on the leg, and you have a health issue because of it. That's just screwed up. Good morning, Dowlow. Good morning. There's no quiz. No. You won't be tested. This is a stream about nothing and a little bit of something and really nothing of relevance. And also, I want to give a shout out to Thailand Rob. Now, I've hung out with Rob on 2 occasions for short periods of time. You know, basically met him, hung out with him for an hour or so with Kevin Thailand. And then also with Kevin again and my buddy Steve, and we went out and had some lunch or something, some little place. But I wanted to give him a shout out because I noticed in the, you know, I get the little Google alerts for Thailand's certain articles and things like that. And I got a message saying that he was on Fox News. Actually, it's My Fox 8. I'll give you the link right here. They did a nice 3-minute piece on him. You know, it's talking about how he came over here and how he never would have dreamed that he was here and all this kind of stuff. And, you know, he's been here a while now. And one thing he said was, I've never been happier. And you know, I hate to say it, but like, I've been here so long, I really take it for granted. And I know I shouldn't, but I take it for granted, you know. Okay, you guys can have a shout out. Dallo, you get a shout out. He's here in Thailand. Jim, he's here in Thailand, working hard on his house. Yeah, I don't know exactly how long he's been here. I don't remember, but I know he's been here for quite some time. But you know, really, I kind of just take it for granted that I live here, and I know I shouldn't. But I do, just because, you know, I got kids, I got things to do, and, you know, oh, so-and-so's going here tomorrow. Oh, are we going to have to go with them? Is that allowed, or what's the deal, or is he old enough? And, you know, there's all these things. And so, but I thought it was interesting. They did a nice piece on him. So he's a nice guy, and, you know, I'm glad he's happy. I know his channel's doing well, so good on him. Let's see here. Now, before I get started, as always, remember to smash the like button, hit subscribe, and all that good stuff. Gennaro, there you are. You missed your shout out, buddy. It's starting to shape up, but you know, I don't want to put too much into it. I need to get some more of these panels to put up, because I kind of have to watch it where I position the camera, where I have everything set up, because I don't have enough. I thought it might be enough, but it's not. I still need about 20 more. I need about 20 more panels, and you know, we're gonna move at some point, so I don't want to put too much money in it. And I'm looking into getting an American in Bangkok neon sign, you know, and I don't know if you can tell. Let me see here. If I turn this off, you probably can. You can see the light shining off of my head, and I got it set to change colors. The only thing is that I'm a little low and the light's a little too high, so, you know, once we move, I should figure all this stuff out. And, you know, this is just kind of a temporary thing. But, you know, listen, I like it better than sitting upstairs and, you know, in front of my books. And I got some other stuff in here, but this room is very small. And this is a room where Nicholas would sleep sometimes. Even my wife would sleep here because it's cool in here, and the air conditioner's busted up in the bedroom, and we're not going to fix it. And we also use it as an office sometimes, but I never really used it as an office. Now it's my office. I took over. So, anyway, yeah, please click the like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. hey, get yourself a Thai vegetation. What kind of vegetation? Like the ganja type? I don't know what type you're talking about. Vegetation. Thai chili peppers? Um, Listen, I don't want to make this between two ferns. So, and this room is too small, really. I could put something in this corner, like a little flower pot, like a tall flower, a little plant or something like it. Yeah, I could do that. On this side, I can't really put much more because you see, I've already got that, and then I've got this thing, and I've just started to move everything in here that I want to move in. Yeah, I'll put two ganja plants in here. It'll be between two pot plants. That's what we'll call the show. Anyway, get yourself a shirt. An American in Bangkok. I got. Let me see here. I got all kinds of shirts up here now. I just put up a hat yesterday, and this is a limited time kind of thing. But I used to like Marvin Hagler. And I spoke to him on the phone. I've spoken to a couple of older boxers. Julian Jackson was another that I called up in when I was really young. I called him in the Virgin Islands. And somehow I got a hold of him. And I spoke to Marvin Hagler many, many years ago while he was still fighting. I think it was before he fought Sugar Ray Leonard. Well, it definitely would have been before then. It was before, I think it was before the Hearns fight. Anyway, he's got a hat. He came out with a hat. And on the hat it says war. Now, I know that might not appease or appeal to some people. But for somebody like him, he went into that fight with Tommy Hearns thinking it was war, period. He was going in there, and if he had to, he would go out on a stretcher. And so he made this hat, and it said war on it. Well, I have that exact same hat on my site now. And I got some tank tops up. I've got 4 tank tops, new tank tops, Bar Girl Lives Matter, American in Bangkok, Captain Save-A-Ho, and I Don't Hate People. And then I've got another 12 t-shirts, and I've got another 8 hats. So something like 25 items on there right now, and there's more going up all the time. So anyway. What do you mean? What changing colors? I can make it one color. I don't know if I can reach it with my stick, though. Some garbage bins. I have a little garbage can. Right there. Watching from Florida. I miss Florida. And I will be going back later this year. Got a lot of things to do this year. And I'm like, you know what? I'm in that position again where I'm like, all right, I don't want to do too much stuff, but I don't want to do nothing. I want to go a few places, but I don't want to go too many. Am I in the middle? Am I walking that fine line? I don't want to do too much. It's like when my mother comes here or when I go somewhere with my wife, it's like every single minute of the day is planned out. You got to go here, you got to go there, you got to do this, you got to do that. And me, I'm like, okay, so let's just take it easy. We'll go there, we'll chill out for a while, we'll relax and have a little bite to eat, then have some coffee and chill. She's like, no, you got to go from here to here to here to here. They got a lunch set up for you. Then you go to this next place. And me, I'm just not like that. So I'm trying to find the fine line. Let me see if I can change this. Oh, that shut it off. All right. When it goes to wide, okay, so it'll stay the same color. Anyway, all right, so what was I talking about? News, I guess. Now, I have to say, when I saw this, this guy irritates the shit out of me. And I know it doesn't matter to him. And at the end of the day, he doesn't really matter to me all that much. I just wish that... I'm not even going to say it. Now, I'm going to read this. This came from the Tiger. And it's called Cases Could Reach 10,000 a Day. Again, Thai Public Health Minister. And I did not write this. Thailand's party pooper in chief, Public Health Minister Anutin Charnvirakul, has made another spurious claim to Thailand's media. He predicted that Thailand's COVID infections could soar to 10,000 a day now that Thailand's nightlife has officially opened. Now, the one thing I have to ask, first of all, they've got a picture of him, okay, with your logo coffee cup on it. Yeah, I know I had that behind me before. I'm taking it as it comes. Right now I'm looking for a sign behind me. I already have the coffee cup, but I need to figure out where to put it. There's not much room in this room. Okay, so let me go on here. I don't want to lose track. Here he is in this picture. Okay, I'll put this link up as well. He's in this picture here. Every one of the people around him, every single one of them, and some of them it looks like they are health officials. They're all wearing their mask. He's got his mask off. He's got it down. It's down around his neck, down around his chin. How come it's okay for him not to wear his mask, but everybody else has to? I'm just curious because there's a lot of people around. You can see that there's news people in front of him. The media is standing in front of him with the microphones in his face. And where does he come up with this idea, 10,000 a day? Did he talk to his health officials that work under him and say, hey, could you come up with this? What do you think is going to happen? And they all told him that? Or did he just come up and say this because he thinks, oh, the nightlife is bad. Nightlife bad. Big COVID. No nightlife. Oh, no COVID. You go swimming. Big COVID. My nephew, his wife, and child are all positive right now. It wasn't due to nightlife. All mild or asymptomatic. As most cases are now. I guess we've started to reach herd immunity. You never hear that phrase anymore. Nobody says anything about that. Maybe Fauci said something about it that, turned everybody off. He said that new numbers of coronavirus cases could soar within 3 to 5 days. Now, this article was on the 4th of June, but he says it could soar within 3 to 5 days after the country's entertainment venues were given the official nod on June 1st. So, June 1st, that means, let's just put it in a different light. If you add 3 to 1, you don't count June 1st. That would be the 4th of June. Between the 4th and the 6th, the cases could soar. Now, so far, they haven't started soaring. 3 to 5 days after the June 1st opening. And I just think he's just talking out of his ass. I don't believe he's a favorite. I believe he's the underdog. Yeah, Haney is a minus 175. Cambosis is a plus 150. Cambosis is not a bad pick, because he's nonstop. But Haney is a very sharp fighter, and I would go with Haney. He may have himself a much harder fight than he really thinks, but he may end up knocking him out because Haney is a very, very good fighter. Not that Kambosos is not. I just think there's different levels. I'll be surprised if Kambosos gets past Haney. If he does, then, he deserves to be at the top. But Haney's a damn good fighter. All right, let me continue. I get sidetracked much too easily. Okay. Speaking to Associated Press, the Secretary General of the Ministry of Public Health said venues were at high risk as they were loud. What does being loud have to do with anything? If the guy's standing right in your face and you're spitting on him and he's loud, that's one thing. And people need to speak louder. So because you need to speak louder, apparently you're expelling more air. That's what they think. But who's to say that you're going to be within reach of that person and you're going to be spitting all over them, breathing all over them? Some may remove their mask and get close to one another to speak, which could cause an increase in infections. It could, but you know what? People are vaccinated. And if somebody feels a little, listen, you know how many times I feel like, oh, I got a bad headache, man. Ooh, I got kind of dizzy. Or I got body aches. And it happens for a day. And then I don't feel anything. So, are people going to go running to the hospital because they got a bad headache and they got a bit of a cough? I don't think so, especially now. They're going to wait and see. Fears were also raised over people dancing and sharing glasses while exploring the night venues. The thing is, they've been doing this for 4 months. They've been doing this because the nightlife has been open, except they've been saying they're restaurants. So they've already been open for 4 months, and there has not been a surge. There's been a decline. So I don't know what he's going on about. Just my opinion. To be clear, many of Thailand's nightlife venues, certainly smaller bars and pubs, at least in the most popular tourist destinations, have already been open for months under a loophole in the CCSA guidelines, allowing them to reopen as restaurants. By registering as a restaurant, the bars were able to reopen and to restart their business and serve alcohol until midnight. The phenomenon was less obvious in Thai nightlife in outer provinces, but everyone can concur that although partly subdued, no one is any doubt that people have. I don't know what the hell they're writing here. No one is any doubt. I think it's no one has any doubt that people have been drinking alcohol and socializing for long before June 1st, except the public health minister. I did not write this. Hundreds of YouTube and other social media postings show the return of Thailand's nightlife over the past 4 months, almost completely unchallenged by authorities. And since April 1st, the cases of COVID-19 in Thailand have been falling rapidly from over 28,000 reported daily infections to less than 3,000 over recent days. The minister went further, as he often does. Filthy Farang. Customers should complete a third and fourth COVID-19 vaccination before going to bars, regardless of whether the user was young or healthy. He even warned the unvaccinated should not go to such venues. Oh, I have to be careful what I say. I like to say what I want, but, not at the risk of going to jail. We will be looking at strict enforcement for venues. Yeah, sure you will. Making sure all customers are vaccinated and boosted. Listen, people go into the mall Bangkok. The guy's not even standing at the door now. You want to bypass the mall Bangkok and not go through any of their little things? A lot of people don't even put their hand in front of the temperature gauge anymore. And if you want, you can go in through Starbucks, McDonald's, Burger King. You can go in through those establishments and just walk right into the mall, and there is none of that testing. I'm just telling the truth. Venues are now applying to reopen officially, although many acknowledge they have been operating for months. Some 300 nightlife venues in Bangkok have applied for registration since June 1st. More ominously, The minister warned that if more than 10,000 daily infections were reported, there could be a reversal of the reopening plans for Thailand's nightlife. The June 1st reopening of Thailand's nightlife includes sports venues, karaoke bars, and massage venues, referring to venues in green and blue zones or provinces. I'm not even going to read all the cities in the zones or anything like that, but suffice to say, if something happens and it slows down any reopening, I think there's going to be quite a few pissed off people, extremely pissed off. And, you know, we've already got to the point where, like, most people are like, I'm over it. They've long since been over it. But at this point, it's like, all right, come on, man. We're talking about days. It's like the woman who got arrested for having a pot plant in her house or whatever, and the cops arrested her, 56-year-old woman. And it's like, wait a minute. It's supposed to be legal in a little while. Why are you creating this ill will and actually going after people that really, they're not hurting anybody? That's what I don't get. I mean, it's like the ill will that people have towards governments now, I think, is higher than ever before. I'm not just talking about the Thai government. I'm talking about in America. Forget about America. I got ill will against the American government. I don't even live there. And I never will again. Funny that I saw that Thailand Rob actually said, I don't see myself ever living in the United States again. Americans come over here and they're like, fuck that, I'm not going back. Greatest country in the world, but I'm not going back. You know, that's the way it goes. All right, what is this? Gennaro with the kangaroo, and what is this? I can't even see it. Looks like Ebola something. A drop bear. All these things can happen at open air venues as well up here. They haven't allowed the indoor clubs to open. It's so ridiculous, man. I mean, they're acting like this is the Ebola. You know, you breathe on somebody, you're around, you actually just bump into them, and that's it. Oh my God, you're gonna die. And everybody didn't die from Ebola. That's the thing. It's a horrible illness or disease, but Pierre, Heidi Ho, long time no see. What's really noticeable is how compliant the Thais are. Everyone has their mask on. You know why? They don't want confrontation. They don't want to get shit from anybody. But I can tell you that when I don't wear my mask, nobody says a friggin' word to me. Only time I've ever had anybody say anything to me was the security guard in Chattachak Market, and that was like 2 years ago, in the thick of it. And I couldn't breathe. And that's the other thing. You're wearing these masks all the time. It's hard to breathe in the freaking heat. I can only imagine some 85-year-old woman walking down the street, like dragging her groceries behind her, and she's wearing a mask. There's nobody around her, and she's probably going, what the hell? I don't know if they're pouring into Phuket. And that's the thing. I'm supposed to go to Phuket in about, 2 weeks, a week, something like that? About 2 weeks. A little less than 2 weeks. I'm supposed to go with the wife. There's part of me that wants to go, and there's part of me that's like, I can't be bothered. First of all, there's going to be too many tourists. Second of all, you know, I'm not a huge fan of Phuket. It's not that I hate the place. I like the place. But I've been there a million times. I've lived there. So then I'm kind of like, you know, what am I going to go do? All right, I'll go because I get to spend some time with the wife. We hang out. We have a good time. We have some good food. Okay. That's why I'll go. But with this mask thing, it's like, oh, you can't wear a mask on the beach. You're sitting all alone on the beach when the sun's coming up at 6 o'clock. And if you don't have your mask on, you're going to get fined 20,000 baht. How stupid is that? So the COVID's going to be flying through the air. You're sitting there watching the sun come up Nobody's sitting next to you. There's not even anybody on the beach. You don't have your mask on. And some overzealous cop just happens to walk up. Why no mask? You put mask on. No, I don't want to put the mask on. There's nobody here. You put mask on now. Ah. Ugh. So I can get the clap, but I can't get COVID-19. I mean, that's, what is the date that will allow homegrowing of concha? Asking for a friend. June 9th. But you need to, there's an app that you need to register through. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. There is an app you need to register through. And I don't know if that means, like if you've got a Western name, they might come a knocking. So if you got a couple doobies rolled up and they test out higher than the limit, I think you'll be busted. Just because. Let's see here. Like I said, it's June 9th. I think that they're afraid that someone will rat them out. Most of the shops that I go into, they are not wearing one until I come in wearing one. They put one on. Well, I think what it is that when you go in to a place, it's their place. And they're like, if I don't have a customer, why am I going to wear my mask? It's like I'm laying in bed with my wife. Why do I need to have a mask on? Because some freaking idiot says, oh, if you're going to have sex, you need to put mask on. Both of you put mask on. And you do doggy style, but put mask on. More safety. This is stupid. And, not trying to cover for the Thai government or anything, but there are a lot of stupid things going on in the world right now. And especially the COVID just gives it another reason to be more stupid. If you look what's going on in parts of Shanghai, I mean, it's ridiculous what the CCP has done and are doing. Can you imagine? You're not allowed to go out for 2 months, and if you go out, they're going to beat your ass. People forget about in India where there were videos released of like these policemen just beating the hell out of people with a rubber hose. Let me see something here. Let's see what time this main event starts so that if I can watch it. No. That's the wrong one. This is the right. No. Boxing. No matches found. What the hell? I put it on at the last minute. All right. What is this? Well, there are ways around that Thai ID number, especially if you're married or, whatever, but you had a mask and the lady wore the mask. You had a massage and the lady wore the mask the entire time. Doesn't surprise me. There are some people that have had four shots now. And they're still, like, deathly afraid of catching this. And they have nothing wrong with them. They're young, strong, healthy. Chance of them really getting seriously ill is relatively small. So, all right, so let's move on here from this, Obviously, anytime Anutin speaks, expats listen. So what are we going to talk about now? Let's see here. Now, the Phuket governors, we're talking about masks and all that good stuff. Remember the other day I came on and I go, hey, great news in Phuket. Oh, yeah. Nobody's going to have to wear their mask in certain areas, blah, blah, blah. Only if it's crowded and only if this and only if that. Guess what? 2 days later, they rescinded that order. And now the governor has ordered people in Phuket to remask. So, yeah, 2 days after the restriction, Governor Narong Wonchew signed an order rescinding his previous order on which allowed people to take off face masks while in public spaces, provided they maintain social distancing of at least 2 meters. If you know anything about Thais, they go into 7-Eleven. They're not giving you. They don't give a shit about social distancing. You go into the grocery, they're standing right on top of you. I'm like putting my groceries up there, and somebody's like standing right there. They can't wait until I got the whole counter full with groceries, and they're waiting. They can put one thing up, and I'm like, I feel like, hey, back off, shit, man, stop crowding me, honey. So they're not the best when it comes to social distancing. So I don't see that that's going to happen. No reason was offered as to why the face mask order was rescinded with immediate effect. I'm going to guess that someone told them, hey, it's not okay for you to rescind that the initial order. Sorry, you need to wear those masks until we give you the okay. Phuket was the first province to officially allow people to take off face masks until they rescinded the order, which was on Friday. That's 2 days ago. So, there you go. Now, Bangkok, however, the new governor, Chakchart Sitipun, has announced plans to discuss easing mask requirements in Thailand's capital. I'm going to just give a little guess and say they are not going to pass that. They did not stipulate when the meeting will happen. The government plans on looking into legally extending closing times for night venues past midnight. There you go, guys. The current closing time. He said that having an early closing time seemed to only make things more crowded and disappointed foreign tourists. I mean, finally. Yeah, it pisses people off. I got to go home at 12 o'clock. Most places in the world, it's like 1:30, 2 o'clock. They start closing the bar down. Last call. In Thailand, it's like before it used to be 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock in some cases. Or it's 4 o'clock and hey, we turn the lights off, but everybody can still stay here and party. And now it's like, at 12 o'clock, oh, big party place, yeah. Most of the time the parties don't even get going until 10 or 11 o'clock. Let's see here. Provincial governors in the past have been guided by the decisions of the CCSA, and they can make restrictions greater but not lower. Everything good happens after midnight, so I don't know what the hell they're on about. Venues are at high risk because entertainment venues are at high risk because they're loud and people need to speak louder. What about in places like Icon Siam? What about places like Mega Bang, where the noise is incredible? It's incredibly loud, and there's a lot of people crowded. Let me tell you, and I've said this before the other day, I went into IKEA in Mega Bang. I walked around the mall there for about 4 hours. And I can tell you I spent about 2 hours in IKEA, and that place was so jam-packed. It was irritating because it was like you're trying to walk and you can't walk because there's like a family of 5 just walking there, taking their time. You try to go around them, and there's other people coming the other way. It was just jam-packed. Now, how is that different from a bar? I understand that in Mega Bang that generally people are not like leaning over, hey baby, what are you doing later? Maybe I can come over and see you. And she's saying, yeah, why don't you come and see me sometime, big boy? I understand there's some differences. But I would say that in like Mega Bang there's a hell of a lot more people that goes into any one bar, or at least most bars, small bars. So I don't know what they're on about, and some people have already begun to message me and say, oh, it's all about the control. I don't even know what to say about that because It sure seems like it. So let's see here. Oh yeah. Well, meanwhile, Phuket saw a disappointing change of heart this week as Governor Narong Wonchew yesterday reversed the island province's mask easing order. Just a day earlier, the governor had relaxed all measures, saying healthy people could take their mask off in open air places. But the next day, he insisted people must wear a mask in all public places, even if they are practicing social distancing measures. Yeah, how many foreigners are gonna walk down the beach with their girlfriend or their wife or with their buddy, and or with their girlfriend, whatever it might be? How many are gonna walk down the beach when the breeze is going, and it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and they're gonna have masks on? It's ridiculous. They've already had problems with this, so I don't know what the hell they're on about. And there are some studies out. The one that I know about was done in the UK, where the masks are considered bad for you because of the fibers in the mask, that people are breathing in little bits of plastic and little fibers and all this kind of stuff. And I mean, when it all comes down to it, like if it gets to be to where they're so strict that you can't walk around without a mask on, like they have people standing there eyeballing people on the beach, it's time to say, fuck this place, I'm gone. I'll go somewhere else. I'll go to some little island where there's nobody that's watching me. And I keep saying that, but that's where we're at in society nowadays. If you don't want to be 100% controlled, you need to go somewhere where there's not many people so you can go, fuck this, I'm going to do what I want. Excuse my language. All right, so let's move on from that. What is this here? Oh, yeah. Now, here's another. Now, this is just blasphemous. Okay? Chiang Mai is facing a shortage of massage workers. Oh. The pain. Ain't seen nothing yet till you've been Costco in Brooklyn. If Scott wanted an authentic-looking Thai wall as a background, he could have a bunch of mold growing on. Listen, I don't think there's anything wrong with the background, and if nobody likes it, fuck you. All right? Simple as that. I put the background up. I did the best I can. It is what it is. Get over it. Do you really think that Thailand doesn't have any bricks? You guys haven't been around if you really believe that. You haven't been around the country if you really, truly believe that there are no bricks in Thailand. There are. Some are used as people's brains. Some are used as people's head. Blockhead, brickhead, shit for brains, that kind of thing. But there are indeed bricks that make up buildings in Thailand. So, not to be a smartass or anything, but it's the truth. There are bricks everywhere in Thailand. They are used, just not as much as like in New York City. Took my niece's daughter to a water park. Hundreds of people there, only one person wearing a mask. I actually like the wall. Just need the neon sign. Well, we've already looked at the neon sign. I'm not going to go because I don't want to be charged a premium. Nicholas has already gone for me. He's already figured things out. My wife, when she comes back, we'll figure it out. We're going to figure out how big we want it and how much it's going to cost, and then we'll get it. I need to get my gimbal. That's kind of important. Probably this week I'll get it. End of this week. I think you missed his joke. I don't understand you. I don't know what joke it is. You're a brick wall fan. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, it's Pang Mok. Yeah, okay. I'm going to buy 20 more tiles in this week. And it cost about $35. So this is 4 packages. So it's not that much. You're talking about like $100 or something. Who gives a fuck? Jesus. I tell you what, the next time I'll just paint a black background and put little glowing stars and a universe that it glows. I'll put that in the background for you all. Actually, the problem is the room is not big enough, and I want to move back so that the depth of field is wider, and you can see some photos framed and in the background. And I got to make sure that they're matted so that they don't shine. Because if I put my glasses on, you see there's a shine from the light that's over here. Yeah, but there's a lot of, the reason I don't get it is because I don't remember there being brick walls that are flawless in the United States. I remember brick walls that have moss on them, and some that are flawless and super clean, and some that aren't. And in Thailand, there's a few buildings that I've seen that have been immaculate, and I'm like, holy shit. There's houses that are made of bricks, that they're a bit expensive here, which is why people don't generally build their houses from bricks. So it went over my head. All right, let me get back to this, because we had important things to talk about, like a shortage of massage workers. And since we're talking about happy endings, you know what that means? A shortage of massage practitioners means they might have robots jerking your gherkin. Chiang Mai is facing a critical shortage of traditional, this is traditional, no happy endings. Traditional massage practitioners, these are not the kind of masseuse that guys write in about and say, and they say, oh, I fell in love with her. She said she's never given a Hummer on the first date. She's never done that before, but she did it with me, and now we're getting married. I've known her for 3 days. Now, we're not talking about that type of masseuse. Yeah, you see? You want to build one, but it's too much money. They are expensive. The bricks are expensive. Association President Nantawan Tutipongwiwat said on Friday that the number of massage employees in Chiang Mai has plummeted by almost 2/3, from 9,000 pre-COVID to 3,600 now. She explained that many massage practitioners switched jobs or returned to their hometowns during the COVID lockdowns, adding it may now be difficult to get them back. And that is the story across the world. People find other ways to make ends meet. Some of them, they like what they're doing, and they go, fuck it, I'm not going back. Why do I got to put my hands on this guy or that guy? I can do whatever I want at home, and I don't have to do that shit. Meanwhile, many massage workers feel the profession does not offer job security, understandable, as foreign tourists have yet to return in large numbers, and they are afraid that a flare-up of COVID could force massage shops to close again. She added it was hard to find replacements, as massage practitioners must be trained before offering services to customers. Nantawan said that only a few of her employees returned to work after the COVID-19 lockdowns. As a result, she has been forced to seek replacements through job adverts. However, 200 of the 492 Thai massage shops under the association have reopened, and she expects business to improve gradually once the COVID-19 situation eases further. I hope I never hear the number 19 again. After reopening in April, revenue from her own shop is at 40% of pre-COVID levels. Wow. She expects takings to improve at the end of the year if Chinese tourists return to Thailand. Chinese customers accounted for 80% of her total revenue before the pandemic. So there you go. Listen, if Renegade, if your girl needs a job, they're short of massage workers up there. They'll probably teach her to do that. I mean, They probably would. All right, onward we go. Onward. A Thai woman has been arrested over a 6.2 billion baht romance scam. Oh my God. And she doesn't look very good. She's 31 and I don't know. It's hard to tell. She's in some little, let me see here. I don't know what the hell kind of outfit is. She's in like her little pajamas. See, now why you gotta be like that? Really? You know, you asked the other day. There's an opportunity. I'm not bullshitting, and it does say traditional massage. No happy endings. That's what traditional means. So I don't know why you're telling me to go to hell in my chat. See, I mean, you know, oh, it's okay for everybody just to listen to you cry about it, but then when there's a solution, you don't want to hear about it. I mean, it is a solution. If she can't find a job, maybe she does that for a year until she can get in with the airline or something. I don't know. Better blocks to build a house with. This fucking guy. All right. A Thai woman's been arrested, 6.2, in connection with a romance scam in which another woman was lured into transferring 6.2 billion baht of her employer's money to accounts in several countries. I don't know how anybody pulls that off. She must have been pretty slick. The 31-year-old suspect, identified only as Som, was tracked down to a construction workers' camp in Chiang Mai's Ma Chan district. Her case was in the hands of the Crime Suppression Division and Central Investigation Bureau. The suspect claimed she had been hired by a Nigerian gang of scammers to open bank accounts at 10,000 each. It doesn't say 10,000 baht, $10,000. In 2019, a woman identified only as Chamanan was lured into believing she was in love with an American doctor based in Afghanistan. Police said the Nigeria-based scammer told her that he had got a huge inheritance and wanted to transfer money to Thailand. He asked for Chamanan's help while deceiving her into making several money transfers from her company's bank account. Several? 6.2 billion baht? That's a hell of a lot more than several. Holy shit. Any of you guys get scammed for 6.2 billion baht? That's a hell of a lot of money. Not million, billion. Billion. As chief financial officer of a Thai company, Chamanan had access to funds and ended up transferring more than 6.2 billion baht, $6.2 billion, billion baht, to different bank accounts in 17 countries. Som is among 30 or so people wanted for high-profile scams. Arrest warrants have been issued for all of them on charges of transnational crime, money laundering, criminal rackets, embezzling, violating the Computer Crime Act. So, here is yet another account of, I don't know what the deal was, but this woman, for some reason, thought that it was a good thing to transfer all that money because of the power of love. For men, it's the power of the triangle. For women, it's the power of love. For men, it's the triangle and love. For women, it's mainly, I don't know, maybe it's, they think they're going to meet the guy of their dreams. He's going to like ride in on a white horse. what is it? Knight in shining armor. Yeah, okay. And the guy's gonna find his princess. He's gonna find the most wonderful girl ever, and they're gonna live happily ever after. If it sounds too good to be true, if it's a problem right from the get-go, if there's a problem in your relationship, like a woman comes to you and says, "Oh, Papa, he very sick. I don't have money. I don't know what I can do. And Buffalo die also. Oh, we have big problem." How much you need, honey? 5,000 baht? 10,000 baht? Is that what you need, honey? I mean, I've only been seeing you for 4 days. Oh, 5,000, 10,000. Oh, my paw. Now, oh, no, not enough. How much do you need? I need like a 5 million baht because Papa, he very sick. And shut up. Get away from me. You know? What are you laughing about, Gennaro? Why would he say that? Why would you come off and tell me that? For what? It's a legitimate, honest way of making a living. And if she's a good chick, then there's no chance that she's going to do anything. It's about give the massage, make the money, move on. I once helped a Thai woman who was getting scammed. I translated his messages and told her she was getting scammed by a guy who wanted $600 to clear a package of gifts through customs. Well, that is sad. I love how these handsome soldiers in Afghanistan can all read and write perfect Thai. One started messaging my wife's grandma. Perfect Thai. I don't see any humor in it. I mean, you know, I wasn't trying to, maybe it is humorous, I don't know, but I wasn't trying to be humorous. I wasn't trying to be an asshole. So when he responds with that, what am I supposed to think? And of course, you know, you say these things, then you don't come back and you know, you want to say something, come back in the thing and talk to us like a man. Man to man, we just talk about it. It's not a problem. I don't have a problem. In fact, I think I helped solve the problem. This is the thing. You know, I give a solution and I get told to go to hell. This is my life. If it's all good, why'd you tell me to go to hell? That's not very polite. All I can say is YouTube. Can't live with it, you can't live without it. That's how I look at it. All right, so let's see here. I already gave you that. All right, now, you know, see, here's another example. I heard that the CCP was criticizing the United States the other day. Oh, they've got all these problems. They're this, they're that. They can't do this, they can't do that. I wanted to go, shut the fuck up. Your country, you don't even let people walk around. If you don't think that's a problem? They can't walk around where they want to go? Oh, they might have COVID. Oh, my God, you can't go outside. Well, I don't get involved. That's why I don't get involved in affairs of the heart. Anytime I do, even, you know, the problem with that is, let's say your buddy, this has happened to me. My buddy was seeing a girl. It's his girlfriend. It's his girl. He's taking care of her. He's helping her out. He likes her. She's a cute girl. Nice looking girl. And she's got a good job. She's making money, but he's still, you know, throwing her a little bit of cash so she can go buy the finer things in life. And he had a little bit of money. One day, I'm in a mall, and guess who I walk by? I walk by her. I see her. I go, oh. And then I go, what? She's with a different guy holding hands. Now, what do? Well, I do what any friend should do. I go back to him and tell him. Now, he's pissed. He was smart enough he wasn't pissed at me. But, man, he was pissed at her, and then she's pissed at me. Everybody's pissed at me. She's pissed at me. He's pissed at her. Everybody's pissed off. If I would have just shut up and said nothing, maybe he would have found out on his own. Another time, back in the United States, this is many years ago. This is about 31 years ago. I was in a gym with a guy, training with this guy. He was the trainer. And he had this problem with a girl, and he had told me about it and everything. I go out. They're still together. I go out to some club. I see the girl in the club with this guy. And they are literally all over each other. I'm like, son of a bitch. I don't want to do this, but I'm going to do it. I call the guy up later. I go, dude, I was in the club. Your girl was in there. She's macking on a dude. I'm like, I think it's over, buddy. You know, because he was like, he didn't know what the status was. I was like, why don't you just ask her? Well, I did. She says everything's fine. So, of course, I broke it to him. Dude, your chick was macking on some dude. And he was pissed. He got over it with me, but he hated her. He hated her because she was lying through her teeth at him. Anyway, so in Hong Kong, the authorities have detained multiple people as they pounced on any attempt at public commemoration of the 33rd anniversary of the Tiananmen Square crackdown, as China vies to remove all the reminders of the deadly event. Oh, if we just remove everything. Oh, this was at Victoria Park, which is right down the street from where this is like right around the corner. I can see the picture. This is right around the corner from where I was staying a couple years ago when I went there. This is right around the corner. So them cracking down on things is just like 1984. They are eliminating any thoughts, any reminders, any information relating to things they don't want you to think about. Semi-autonomous Hong Kong had been the one place in China where large-scale remembrance was still tolerated until 2 years ago when Beijing imposed a national security law to snuff out dissent after... Why is that dissent? You know, you act like a bunch of power-hungry... They act like they're power-hungry. They don't act. They're power-hungry. They're control-hungry. All they want to do is control things. And they do what they did to protesters in Tiananmen Square. Then when you try to say, oh, we want to remember those people because they were brave and they gave their lives and blah, blah, blah. And then you get thrown in jail for that. I mean, it's like, what's the point? See, this is the thing. All you do is create ill will. That's all they're doing. And they're creating hatred. And I hear more and more of people that know Chinese or that speak to their friends in China all the time. And even the Chinese are like, this is bullshit. They don't know how to stand up and try to do anything about it without getting thrown in jail or getting thrown in the river forever or whatever else it might be. Agency France press reporters saw at least half a dozen people being taken away by police on Saturday, the majority in the evening, including activist Yu Weipan from the League of Social Democrats. LSD. LSD said Yu was later released without charge, while fellow member Lau Sanqing was arrested for wearing a shirt with a portrait of late Chinese democracy activist Li Wangyang with a mask that read "Mourn June 4th." They arrested an 80-year-old man also for obstructing officers. Anyway, all right, so, you know, it's just, they never seem to do anything good for the people. The CCP and the Hong Kong government and the Hong Kong police. I just don't see them doing a damn thing for people. It had to come to an end with Commie Carrie Lam. Yeah, I can't stand that lady. She's a puppet. She is a puppet. Okay, so let's see. Let's talk about this. Happy endings. You know, I would have never thought this would be in a paper talking about happy endings. I mean, really, we have lost the plot, man, as a human race. Really, we have. Maybe I just think I'm better than everybody and I'm more human than everybody else or humane than everybody else. I don't think so, but I do think that there's you should try to live your life with a little bit of integrity and morals and ethics and that sort of thing. And, you know, while it's understandable that people make mistakes sometimes and they're not the best that they can be, I think you should always strive to be decent to people. Because if you're not decent to them, why would they be decent to you? If Taiwan is invaded, what repercussions will it have on Thailand? Any comments on that situation? I don't know. I really don't know. I haven't really thought about it because I don't want to think about it. All I know is that, you know, right now we're okay. If we had to leave, we'll still be okay. I mean, you know, I don't, when it comes to this kind of thing, I don't, as long as I could get out, bring the whole family, you know, we could get out, we'd be fine if something really bad went down. I don't think that that's going to happen, but you never know. But I know that there are other places to go, other things to do, and we, you know, we'd be okay, you know. So I try not to let any of that kind of stuff get me down, because if I really started thinking, I'd be like, oh, the world's going to end, the sky is falling, I'm totally screwed, oh my God, what am I going to do? And I don't think that's a way to live. And, you know, somebody told me the other day, I think it was Jim, another Jim, he said the United States is, a lot of Americans and the society lives, it's a fear-based society. And you can't really live that way, because at some point you have to go, man, you know what, I'm not going to just kowtow for everything or to everything. Anything dangerous, oh my God, you know. All right, so let's talk about this happy endings. I personally think there's absolutely nothing wrong with a guy or a girl being able to go to a massage parlor, they get a massage, and if they really want, they get themselves a little happy ending. You know, up to them. If both parties are willing and able, and that's what they want, and they consent to it, they know the rules, simple as that. Attorney for the Browns, Cleveland Browns, not Cleveland Brown, but the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Brown is a cartoon. The Cleveland Browns is an American football team. Deshaun Watson, who I'd never even heard of this guy, says happy endings are not a crime, clarifies remarks. Watson was traded from the Houston Texans, I mean the Houston Oilers, to the Cleveland Browns in March. Okay, so he's facing more than, is this the wrong one? No, it's not. Cleveland Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson is facing more than 20 lawsuits alleging sexual misconduct during massage appointments. I had not read this since March 2021. On Tuesday, a 23rd complaint was filed against the Browns quarterback, and attorney Tony Busby will be filing a 24th soon. While two grand juries declined to indict Watson on criminal charges in March, the civil cases remain active. Well, that's a bit of a problem. So they're not going to bring it in for criminal, they're not going to indict him for criminal charges, but they will for civil charges. He's going to have to face those. Watson and his attorney, Rusty Hardin, that's his attorney's name? Maybe you should have hired somebody with a different name. Watson and his attorney, Rusty Hardin, I guess it could have been Rusty Hardon, have maintained Watson's innocence, saying that quarterback engaged in consensual sexual activity with 3 massage therapists. On Friday, Harden joined sports radio 610 in Houston and made some controversial comments. All right, this is what I like this. This is good. This guy's got some balls to say this. I don't know if he's got intelligence when it comes to the legal system. But I don't know how many men are out there now that have had a massage that perhaps occasionally there was a happy ending, Harden told the radio station. Maybe there's nobody in your listening audience that ever happened to. Really? I do want to point out, if that has happened, it's not a crime, unless you are paying somebody extra or so to give you some kind of sexual activity. It's not a crime. Doing something or saying something or being a way that makes you feel uncomfortable is not a crime. Oh, tell that to you know who. I don't even want to go there. You said this. We're taking you to court. For what? I'm not allowed to speak freely? You can't, but I can. You can't shoot video, but if I'm taking a video of you, it's okay. Doing something or saying something or being a way that makes you feel uncomfortable is not a crime, Harden added. We have had 2 grand juries find that, and nobody seems to want to listen. Following the blowback, Harden clarified his remarks, releasing a statement that he was speaking hypothetically and was not discussing Watson's case. On a Houston radio show interview today, I mentioned that a massage that has a happy ending is not illegal, meaning it is not illegal for someone to have consensual sex with a therapist after a massage until the sex is for pay, Harden wrote in a statement. In other words, if you're paying for the massage and then you happen to have sex afterwards, it's not illegal. Deshaun did not pay anyone for sex. I was using the term hypothetically and not describing Deshaun's case. I have reiterated to others it's not okay to anything that a woman does not agree to. Okay, I understand that and I agree. If they don't agree to it, then all bets are off. It doesn't matter how much you're paying them or whatever. If they say no, what does that mean? I'm not even going to try to get into that any deeper, but let's just say if the woman says, no, we don't do that here, that's what it means. I have reiterated to others it's not okay to do anything that a woman does not agree to. These women have alleged assault in their pleadings. I was speaking in a hypothetical situation. Busby, the lawyer representing the women suing Watson, told USA Today Sports the women didn't agree to give Deshaun Watson a happy ending. So then why did they? That Mr. Harden would suggest that Watson was okay and expecting that kind of conduct is disgusting. I don't think he said he was expecting it. I think if the women agreed and he agreed, then that's it. I think Mr. Harden himself, in his moment of clarity, may have ended Watson's career. Who knows? Who knows? I want to see this is why there's a court of law. And really, the way that our system and our society works is they go to court, they hash it out, and you got to live with the decision, right or wrong. You have to live with it, and most of the time I think they get it right, but sometimes they don't. Watson was traded from the Houston Texans. Listen to this. To the Browns in March, and Cleveland signed Watson to a record-setting 5-year. $230 million contract. All of it guaranteed. You got millions of dollars. You would think that you could vet some girls that they're friends with benefits or they're assistants that are willing to give benefits, and you vet them. You know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody, you work it out, and they don't even get to know you until everything is set in stone. You would think when you got that kind of money, you could do that. But apparently he didn't. Maybe he's an idiot. Maybe he's some guy who goes around playing grab ass and thinking it's okay when the women are telling him no. And that's what we'll find out, hopefully. Possibly. All right, where is everybody? You got 36 people in here. And all we're talking about is war in Asia. You can get your war hat. Take a look at that hat. It's pretty nice. I don't know. I mean, if you're a boxer or you're a fighter or you're somebody, okay, I understand that. I'm going to put another one up that says peace. But when Hagler wore it, it was because of him fighting Tommy Hearns. That's why he wore the hat. It wasn't that he approved of some war going on back then. All right. Now, this guy here, this Watson, is this the same thing here? Let's see here. Okay, it says here that this guy Watson has offered $100,000 to his 22 accusers. The 23rd person contains 23rd lawsuit contains interesting details regarding the player's past efforts to settle with his accusers. According to the litigation filed by Nia Smith, who joins 22 plaintiffs accusing Watson of sexual misconduct, the Browns QB offered the six-figure sum to each of his accusers, but requested an aggressive non-disclosure agreement in return. Man, I think one of the things that some of these people should learn, and some of the agents, I don't know how they work because I don't know any sports agents, is they should give them a primer on, hey guys, listen, there's going to be women out there who are scandalous. There might be some good ones, but you're going to have to vet them. It's just like, you're going to have to eat a lot of frogs to get to your princess. And, if you remember, there just a couple of months ago, I was talking about I think he was a basketball player. And he slept with his chick, took the condom off, put it in the garbage, comes back out. She goes into the bathroom. She takes the condom out with the fluid inside of it. She tries to get all the fluid back into her so that she can get him pregnant, him, so she can get herself pregnant and then go after him. Apparently he caught her or something like that, but it didn't work. But that tells you what the fuck, man, just devious, scheming, scandalous, devious. And it's not only, women. It's also men, but people in general. There's a small percentage that live their lives this way. Now, I don't know, maybe I saw something about Floyd Mayweather yesterday. He's got these cryptocurrencies. He's got a couple of them, or he's had a couple of them. And apparently the first one, he was promising all these gloves and all this other stuff, and boom, they sold everything. Nobody got anything, and he got all, I don't know where the cash went to, but supposedly his company or him got the money. They did it again, and now they're trying again with the third one, and people apparently figured it out, and he only made like $200,000. So he got like 200 people to put $1,000 into this crypto. And apparently the company took off with it again. I don't know what the deal is, but he's making all these videos about, hey, money may all day, that kind of thing. You want to make money, get some of this crypto right now, that kind of thing. So, this is a guy who supposedly he's worth millions and millions of dollars. Why does he need to do that? He should be chilling, man. I mean, the last I saw, he just had this exhibition fight, which apparently he looked like shit, but he's getting old. That's why they're exhibitions. But I've seen that he flies around and he goes to all these cool places, and he just, he goes to Dubai, he's come to Thailand. He travels all over the world, and he just goes and chills. Well, what's the matter with doing that? I mean, I know maybe, there's the adrenaline doesn't, my adrenaline isn't going for these trips. I don't, I need something more. Well, then find something else. Become a race car driver. Do something. But don't do, why does he have to do that? My point is, why do all these people have to do this? They're worth hundreds of millions of dollars. You should be smart enough. Keep your ass out of the fire. Don't stick your ass in the fire because it's going to get burned. Really. Anyway. Guys, no super chats today. Ooh. Gotta sell some t-shirts, baby. I have no crypto for sale. I'm not Money May all day Floyd Mayweather. Isn't there a Triangle Travels hat in the making? Yeah, actually there's a shirt and a hat. I'm trying to figure something out. I want to put together a little sets, get your shirt, get your hat, and get your mug. They're all at discounted prices, but you buy all of them at the same time in a set. That kind of thing. So. Oh, that brings me to something I was going to tell everybody. Chucky is on his way to Thailand right now. He's on a plane, or he's in Korea, or wherever the hell he is. I don't know if he might be in San Francisco. He was stopping in San Francisco, and then I think he was going to Korea, and from Korea he's coming here. I don't know exactly where he is right now. I could probably send him a message, but I didn't have a chance to do it this morning. So he'd be asleep like my kids. I have to wake my kids up so they'll do their chores, because they'll sleep until 2 or 3 in the afternoon. I don't know how anybody sleeps that long. I'm just not one of those people. I'm not one of these people that I go to bed at 9 o'clock and I sleep until 3 the next day. I just don't do it. If I go to sleep at 9 o'clock, I'm up at 3 in the morning. If I go to sleep at midnight, I'm up at 5 in the morning or 4 in the morning. Maybe on occasion 6 in the morning. Well, I don't know. Nicholas the other day, he went to bed at 9 o'clock, and it was 10 to 2, and I'm like, dude, it's 10 to 2. What's happening? Actually, did I make another one? Yeah, I did. I made another one. I've already had 2 double espressos this morning. Nicholas is asleep. Alex is asleep. Yesterday, Alex went to some zoo with his pals. And Nicholas is training in Muay Thai again. So he's a little bit tired. But anyway, like I said about the shirts, I got some tank tops up now. I got a dozen shirts up. I got hats up. Give the hats a look. I got some new hats up. Never before seen hats up. And I just made the Marvin Hagler hat yesterday, which is pretty simple, but the embroidery is very important on that one because it's so big. For what that's worth. Kick in the ass. Anyway, let me see here. Now, let's see if we're all done here. This guy Watson was going to go to the Miami Dolphins, but apparently he didn't because they wanted to see how things played out with these cases. So they didn't put in an offer. And he must have made some pretty aggressive non-disclosure agreements because nobody wanted to bite on it. They didn't want to take the money. Something else that, I don't know what the hell's going on, but the Rolling Stone magazine, I never thought of it as a liberal magazine because I've never really read it for anything more than the music most of the time. And I haven't read it in quite some time. I might have read something written by, what's the guy's name? The guy that Johnny Depp was friends with. He did Fear and Loathing. Hunter Thompson. There's been a couple articles I've read out of there, but I've read a lot of music and Post and stuff like that. And, I never really thought of it as something that, I don't know why they, well, I do know. They want to expand their reader base. But they released a piece that highlighted abuse survivors are upset by the defamation suit win against his wife, Amber Heard, Johnny Depp's wife, Amber Heard. This writer, E.J. Dickinson, wrote, "Men always win," which is complete horse shit. Survivors sickened by the Amber Heard verdict. So I guess taking a dump in somebody's bed is okay. I guess telling somebody that no one's going to believe you that the woman was beating on you because they just never believe it. I guess that's okay. Obviously, they just conveniently overlook all these things that came out in the trial. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't screw Amber Heard with Longhorn's dick or a Longhorn's dick. And she's just trouble. She's trouble, man. It's been bizarre to see friends I thought were supportive posting disgusting Heard memes. One victim of domestic abuse told Rolling Stone. One victim. She added that the global humiliation of Heard was her worst fear playing out on a public stage. It's too bad that a relationship had to get to that point. However, it did. And what I heard earlier today was he put his reputation as a druggie and a drunk on display so that he could prove that he was not a wife beater. Dixon claimed in the piece that the trial was decided in the court of public opinion. Wow. As far as I know, it was still in a court. And it wasn't in the court of a public opinion. It was in the court in, Virginia? This writer highlighted a quote from Dr. Jessica Taylor. The forensic psychologist told the magazine that the trial was the death of the entire Me Too movement. Good. When are men going to have their Me Too moments? When are people going to believe that things have happened to men? And I talked about this a long time ago. I used to work for a spa company. You can look this up if you want. Now, I'm not involved at all in this, but I knew what happened. And it was after I was working there. I had stopped working there and moved on. But this guy was the head of the production department. And there was a woman who was like third in charge. It was like the owner, his wife, and then her. And she wanted the guy. And the guy wasn't into her. She was an older woman. He wasn't into her. She wasn't that much older. But, she was probably 10, 15 years older. He was like 25. She was 38, 40, something like that. And she kept coming on to him and kept coming on to him. Finally, she said, if you don't, screw me, you're going to lose your job. And somehow he took note of everything. And apparently he did, have sex with her. It was on Oprah Winfrey. They went to court, and guess what? He won. And I was so in shock. And I'm like, I know both of them. Wow, that's rare when you see the guy winning something like that. Because everybody just thinks, oh, guys want to have sex with everything. They'll sleep with anybody. The truth is that, there are, I just saw some stupid movie the other day. It was like some teen movie or something with Bella Thorne, who I didn't know who she was, but I was like, damn. And basically this guy's got a girlfriend. Her ex-boyfriend happened to be at a party, and she was talking to the ex-boyfriend. So the boyfriend walks up and goes, hey, what's going on? She was saying to the boyfriend, we can't have sex yet. I want to wait. I want to wait. I want to wait. This guy had said something like, hey, she gives a good hummer. She's great in bed. And so he's pissed off because she had slept with him, but she wouldn't sleep with him. She'd slept with the other guy, but wouldn't sleep with him, the current boyfriend. And she was saying how much she loved him, blah, blah, blah. He got pissed off. So she said, I'm done with this. He said, why? You're going to go back to your ex-boyfriend? No, I'm not doing that, blah, blah, blah. Okay. He walks out. He had seen some girl when he was going to the bathroom. He sees some girl, and she's a hottie. He goes outside. She's in this sports car, looking good, and she goes, come with me. Just come on, come with me. We'll go for a ride. She takes him for a ride. They get, I don't know what she gave him. She gave him like ecstasy or something. They got all fucked up. He goes back. He ends up in this house. He wakes up in this massive mansion. He's in bed with her. He boned her. He had his way with her. She had his way with him. So he stays with her for the day, and then he says, I really need to get back. My parents are going to wonder where I am, and I got things to do, yada, yada, yada. He goes back, and he finds that his phone had been off. He turns his phone off. People blowing up his phone. He gets home. It's late at night. He just sends messages back that say, I'll get back to you tomorrow morning, blah, blah, blah. Good morning, Mr. Cowboy. And so the next morning, he decides to come clean with the girl. He wants to make up with the girlfriend. He misses her, and she misses him. And she's telling him, no secrets, okay? No more secrets. No more secrets. He's like, okay, baby, I love you. Don't worry, baby, I love you. Now, he's in class one day, sitting in the cafeteria. His girl comes up. They sit down. There's a whole group of them. They're all like the hip kids. He's sitting there with his girlfriend. Guess who walks in? Bella Thorne, the girl that he had boned on the one-night stand. She comes in. She says hi. And then somebody that had met her goes, oh, this is so-and-so. And he's like, what the fuck are you doing here? Oh, I just transferred. He didn't say that, but he's thinking that. She's like, I just transferred, da-da-da-da. I live here now. And he's like, oh, shit. And so then his girlfriend is asking her to go out with them, like as a group. The chick turned out to be nuts. She wanted to kill him because he wouldn't be with her. He's telling his girlfriend. Of course, the girlfriend's getting pissed off. Girlfriend's saying, you slept with her. And he's like, yeah, but we were broken up. We're broken up. And she's like, I don't care. We're broken up again. I'm not getting back together with you. You promised me no secrets, and you kept this secret from me. Now, when this girl tried to kill the girlfriend and killed some other lady, and then he came to the rescue, of course they got back together. But it just, there you go. You may think she's, wow, she's so fine. She's so gorgeous. What a great lady. Oh, she seems so intelligent. Oh, she's wonderful. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. So I don't know how this Rolling Stone douchebag writing the article came to the conclusion that this is going to hurt people all around the world. No, what's going to hurt men is that some chick is going to take a shit in their bed and put makeup on that looks like they got beaten and lie through their teeth, and then, oh my God, my ex-husband used all of his influence and all of his friends and connections to make this verdict happen. It's such a shame. She still cannot admit it. She can't admit she had a part in it. So you better be careful. That's what I always say. Be careful. Be careful what you wish for. Oh, I want this one. She's so fine. And then you found out that she carries razor blades in her bag. That happened to me once. Here in Thailand. You know, I was with some chick, and the next thing I know, she's like, I no worry. I said, what? You're not worried? What do you mean? She pulled out a razor blade. You know, like one of those box cutters. Anybody fuck with me? I'm like, don't worry, honey. I'm not going to say anything. Don't worry. I'll lie to get you out of the house. Yes, I love you, baby. Close the door. I'm never letting her back. She comes to my door, I'm hiding. I'm hiding in the bathroom. Anyway, so I don't know how they came to this, but here's what it says. Here's what the Fox article says. Devoid of quotes from survivors who may have believed Johnny Depp's story of abuse, the magazine described how sexual assault survivors expressed disappointment at the trial. I'm sure they did. And they asserted that the verdict reaffirmed the idea one must be a perfect victim to be believed. That's horse shit. Sorry. Despite presenting photos of her injuries, video recordings of Depp's meltdowns, and witness testimony supporting her claims of abuse, Depp was awarded $10 million plus $5 million in punitive damages, Dixon said. He's the author of this article. The article also claimed that droves of Depp fans sent harassing and abusive messages to organizations that support survivors, such as the Me Too organization. That doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to win the case. In addition, I mean, really, because he has nothing to do with them, I mean, unless he's telling them to do those things, and I don't think he was. I think what he cared about was clearing his name. Obviously, he wanted to give her the big bird because he was over there playing music with Jeff Beck, and he didn't want to be at the court, so that when she started crying, he wasn't looking at her. You can have her for a G. I bet you can have her for a C note. Oh, God. Yeah, she might be fun in the bed until she takes a dump. She take a dump in the bed. Swing Cowboy, where are you now? New York? You a New Yorker? How's the sound, by the way? It should be very good today. I'm using the good mic. This is the kind of stuff that I see this and I'm just like, you got to be kidding me. The trial has had the impact of sending survivors down a rabbit hole of re-experiencing. Get the fuck out of here. Not just the grisly details of their abuse, but the aftermath. Yeah, 60 years later, I'm going to, Spencer Tracy did this to me. Charlie Chaplin did this to me in 1907. Oh, yeah, but it's been like 15 years. I know, I was 15. So that makes you 130 now? A lady never tells her age. God. One advocate speaking with the magazine said that hundreds of victims had pulled their testimony and withdrawn from court cases following the Depp-Heard verdict, which caused social media to erupt. Now, I have a buddy who goes on Twitter, and I don't know why he does it. Fun, I guess. He goes on and provokes these people and tells them they're idiots and that they don't know what they're talking about and blah, blah, blah. Oh, my God. He said that once he does this, man, they come back with a vengeance. They are so hateful. Twitter users quickly criticized the article. The unstated assumption that men can't be victims or survivors is what's sickening here. Daily Wire, Jesus, I can't speak. Daily Wire writer, say that fast. Daily Wire writer. Virginia Cruda tweeted, when you winnow morality down to one gender good, one gender bad, you are likely to confront some disappointment. That's true. All good, all bad. You good, you bad. What about somewhere in the middle? She can shit on my bed for 15 million. I'll take her for one night, sure. Like I said, I used to think she was a hottie back in the day. Now Longhorns he's not particularly fond of her, but then I think he's particularly fond of white-skinned Asian women. In 2017, Rolling Stone, hear this, reached a settlement agreement with former University of Virginia Associate Dean Nicole Aramo. The former university employee said she was defamed by the magazine, which painted her as the face of institutional indifference towards rape accusations. The original story centered on a young woman's account of a gang rape at a UVA fraternity that was later discredited. And just as I was saying the other day, I understand that if you are a victim, you need to be able to have a voice, and hopefully things will work out in your favor. You'll get some form of justice. However, there are people out there that either for money, either out of vengeance, revenge, whatever you want to call it, they will say anything just to get somebody in trouble. They will do anything. They will say whatever they want, and there's not an element of truth to it. And then these people come back, and they have nothing. There's nothing they can do because the word comes out. The word once it comes out, it's too late. It's too late. These people are like, oh, well, now what can I do? Let me see something. So, there is that also, false accusations. And it's funny how there's not much talk of that. What the hell? Are you kidding me? You joking me? Let's see here. What time is it now? 10:30. The trials of the vicissitudes of the vajayjay. Yes. All right, well, listen. I think it's about time to get on out of here. I'd like to know what's going on with that Devin Haney fight. Yeah, what time is that fight? Oh, it's 1:20, so that would be 9:20. East Coast. It should be over by now. Oh, it hasn't started yet? Let's see here. David Morrell. I saw that David Lemieux got knocked out by, what's his name? Where is it? They got knocked out in 3 rounds. The other fight that if you're watching fights, if you're a boxing fan, Inouye and Donaire are fighting. And while Donaire is a great fighter, I think he's a little long in the tooth. And this Inouye is up and coming, and I think he's going to have too much. Yeah, all right. So that's all for now on that. Anyway. The ring walks were a mile. Great. Is that all you think about, Gennaro? Mud wrestling and women, barista? I'm sure if you want some mud wrestling, I can arrange it. Gennaro, if you come here and you want to see some mud wrestling, I'll arrange it. No problem. I don't know what the quality of the wrestlers will be, but that's good to know. Nice to know. I'm into weed and women. I'm not into anything anymore. I'm into chilling, into relaxing. You know, I mean, I'm gonna go out and get this gimbal in a little while. I'm gonna go get it, and part of me is like, why? Well, I guess to shoot video. Oh well, once in a while to shoot some live streams, but like, I don't know what happened. You know, I just feel like I aged in about a year. This freaking COVID has helped age me. Because I'm like, what do I want to go out for? Where am I going to go? Am I going to go to the same old place? I'm going to go to the mall. That's why I'm not at the Starbucks today. Because I'm always there. And now I got my little room set up here. And although it ain't anything special at the moment, I don't have any pictures up or any neon signs or anything like that. I don't know how I'm going to pull off the neon sign because I don't have much room. But, you know, hopefully in the next month, and then coming months, the coming weeks, you know, I'll be doing some traveling. Hopefully I'll be over to Vietnam. I got some video footage coming. The wife's, you know, she's shooting video for me. That's one of the caveats of her going there. You must shoot video for me. So she has some shot already, and hopefully I can put that up. I don't know. But I will be going there in a couple of months, and then who knows down in the south. I really want to go down south. That'll be in about, let's see here, July, August... 2 months, 2.5 months. And in about a week, no, not a week. A week and 5 days, a week and 6 days, something like that, maybe 2 weeks. Phuket. And then after that, Surat. And probably Satun, which I don't believe I've been there. So that's a good reason for going. And they have some islands in that area that I have not been to, that not many people go to, and that's why I want to go there. I don't want to go to places where there's a lot of people. I don't mind going to Pattaya once in a blue moon, because now, you know, I got a handful of friends there. But I prefer like more quiet places. Like if you guys remember Khao Lak, you remember that morning. I remember it like it was yesterday. The morning when I walked down the beach, walked up onto this little platform and had an espresso, and then I was streaming for an hour or so, and I started having mojitos. And they were so delicious, and I ended up getting trashed. I drank 3 drinks, and I was trashed, you know, semi-trashed. And had great time. Same thing with Riley, but I don't really want to go back to Riley because it's not a good place to stay for a long time. You know, you stay there 2-3 days, and it's like, all right, it's time to come back. Dallo, what are your plans? You doing anything? You got anywhere exciting you're going? You coming to Starbucks? That's why I'm not going to Starbucks, because I'm not going until you come. I told all the girls, Dallo's are coming. Gennaro's coming pretty soon, too. They're all excited now. Anyway. Anything else here? Who will be Thailand's prime minister by the end of 2022? You know, he's supposed to get out, according to some people, like this one professor. He is supposed to be out of the office in November. There are clear and present challenges ahead for the current Thai Prime Minister. Prayut Chan-o-cha, his hands on the levers controlling the hearts and minds of Thais and Southeast Asia's second largest economy, is in perils. The next general election in Thailand has to be called before March next year. It's the prerogative of the sitting PM to call the date, and as in other parliaments around the world, is an advantage to all the election at the most strategically, I think it's to call the election, at the most strategically advantageous time and to start the process of the next election campaign. But the question of whether the 2014 leader will even get that opportunity has been the latest talk around the parliamentary water cooler. Well, we'll see what happens, and hopefully everything will remain very, very peaceful. And the transition, whatever it may be, will be a good one. Come on down, Mr. Jim. We've been entertaining the wife's family for the past week. Family takes precedence over Starbucks, for sure. Starbucks is dead last. I was going to come for a short trip, but didn't want to risk getting COVID before my trip home to the U.S. Still have the PCR test pre-departure. Leaving one way or the other. I'm off to the city next Friday. Booked the Shangri-La, old Shangy. Then off the following week to visit more family in the country. Shangri-La. You're out there in old Thailand, old Bangkok. Very nice out there, though. And there's if you walk out of the Shangri-La, turn right, and then turn left, and walk up the street a little ways, on the left-hand side, there is a little Muslim restaurant that has some excellent soup. It's on your bucket list, all right. You know, every time I make a bucket list, I knock off, I make 30 things, 40 things on the bucket list. And then I knock off 4 or 5 of them, and then I go, fuck this, I'm going to make another one. And then I don't make one for a while. And then I make another one, and I got another 40 or 50 things. And it never seems to go down. My bucket list just keeps growing. So Thailand has some interesting times ahead. Seriously. Between the elections, the mass reopening where they call it an endemic, and not only call it endemic, but they allow people to roam around freely without masks, where everything is damn near normal as we once knew it. And then you have the election, and then you have the tourists coming in. How many will come? How many won't come? So there's a lot of things going on here. It'll be interesting to see. And, like, I look at it like, all right, the next year should be kind of cool. And if it's not, you make do with what you got. Things are pretty good, though. Dude, you're a day late and 2 hours short. So, what else? Ooh, Vegemite. Oh, aren't I lucky? I might just like it. I don't know. I don't know that I think I've had it once a long time ago, and I don't remember it. But I like all kinds of weird shit, What's the Korean stuff? Kimchi? My wife is always bringing home kimchi. She likes it. And I like it too. I've already said that I'm going to go with Haney. Even if it's a hometown decision, I think Haney's the more skilled fighter. But we'll see. That's why it's called boxing. Let's see here. Can I change these? Yeah, there. Which one looks the best? All right. I was just gonna tack up some photos up here, but I just thought it to look too cheesy. I did that once before; it looked cheesy, so I didn't want to put them up. And I can't let Sid in here because Sid's a maniac and he rips at everything that's in here. He'll go after all the wood. He'll go after these panels. He's just a maniac, my cat. Our cat. Well, I think that'll do it, ladies and gentlemen. Today is a lazy day. It's a very lazy day. Let me see something here. Oops. It's a Sunday and it's going to rain. Oh, Beeson, thank you so much. You kept me from being shut out today. I never like that. Who does? Who likes getting shut out? So thank you, Choke D to you, Mr. Beeson. I appreciate it, as always. Thailand is open. I don't know what you're talking about. Thailand is open. It's not... There are some stipulations, but they are extremely minor. You got to be vaccinated, and you got to have $10,000 worth of insurance that covers you in case you do get the COVID. Other than that, you got to wear a mask, though. And, you know, there are places where you can walk around without a mask on, and nobody's going to say a freaking word to you. Not a word. So, you know, let me see something here. Haney's quick, man. Haney is very, very quick, and Kambosos, the guy doesn't ever stop, you know? But I think he knows he's in with a very, very talented fighter. Anyway. All right, Jim, you take it easy. Take it sleazy, take it easy. What's going on here? Yeah, I think the key to this fight is Haney's jab, because his jab is just a tad bit faster. That and timing. But Australia always brings out some good fighters, man. They always have some good fighters. So, should be a good fight. My usual place was not working for some reason. Anyway, ladies and gents, Thank you very much for joining me. Appreciate it. What's this? Gaming. I'm not into gaming. Not into gaming. Alright, let's see here. Man, I can't believe how many streams are going on there in Facebook. What is this? I don't want to hear this guy talk. What the hell is that? Dallo, welcome to Concrete. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm watching it right now, but I got to turn the sound down. And this doesn't look very good here. Some of them are not showing the fight. Some of them are just people yapping. Let's see here. All right, this one is the covering up the fight. What is the deal? Streaming link on pinned comment. Let's see. Well, usually I have places I can watch fights and UFC, and I found a few places, and same goes with movies and stuff. God damn it, that's the thing. Okay, create a free account. I don't want to create an account. I got too many goddamn accounts already. I don't need accounts of anything. Anyway, all right. Well, listen. Choke D to you, Dallo. Choke D to you, Beeson. Appreciate it. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I am going to cut the streams down shorter. I know I said that before, but I am going to do it. So what I might do is just put it up at like 8:45 instead of 9, and I just won't come in until 9. That'll give some people time to come in. And then I'll just do like an hour and 15 minutes or something. I don't know. We'll see. All right. I'm still trying to nail that down. But, yeah. I don't know where I'll be or what I'll be doing the next time. I might be sitting here, or I might be out somewhere, or I might be walking around. I don't know yet. But anyway, that's all I have. So until next time, I'm Scott. I'm an American. You like the long streams. See, some people like them. I think 2 hours is about perfect. But, maybe I'll do a little poll on that and see what people say. I think an hour and a half is about right. But anything longer than that, I think is, for some people, it's just too much. And, I don't cut the stuff into clips most of the time, which maybe I should do, but... Anyway, I got to get some people back on here. When Chucky comes, maybe I'll put Chucky on. Chucky's on his way now, so I'm sure you'll always like that. Most people like that for whatever reason. They like to see him and I verbally sparring. So, thanks again. Have a nice day, everybody, or a nice evening, depending on where you are. Yeah, I like Haney. The other guy's a great fighter. He showed that in his last fight. But we'll see what happens. That's why it's fun to watch sometimes. So, until next time, I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok, sitting in front of the brick wall. It's not a New York brick wall, but it's a brick wall. So, take care and have a nice day. Choke D. They'll jerk and my. Good luck, and until next time. See you later. I knew it. Go the Aussie. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.